Ladies and gentlemen, the stocks are down. You know, see those temporary bounces like you saw yesterday? I knew it wasn't going to last. Almost consistently, every time it bounces up, the very next day, they have another bad day with a lot of losses. Ladies and gentlemen, gold and bonds also took a hit. And usually you rarely see gold and bonds take a hit. So they're now seeing for the first time that nothing is really truly safe at all. The things that they once labeled as safe, no longer safe. So stocks halt after 7% drop in S&P 500. Oil and bonds drop in sync. The Dow falls more than 1,600 points. Oil hit lowest level in more than 18 years amid rising anxiety, all from a pandemic. Stocks, bonds, and commodities fell Wednesday in a simultaneous sell off that suggests investors are seeking to raise cash quickly to cope with the economic disruption sparked by the CV pandemic. The S&P dropped 7% in midday trading, triggering a circuit breaker that halted trading in US stocks for 15 minutes. The Dow Jones Industrial fell 1,661 points or 7.8% to 19,577, and the Nasdaq Composite declined 6.3%. All three indexes are down about 30% from their mid-February highs. In the meantime, plunged 15%. This is what happened to oil. It plunged 15% to its lowest level in more than 18 years. Boy, gold and oil going down? Woo! Now it's bad. Investors are even shunning assets that are normally considered to the safest, including long-term government bonds and gold. That rarely happens when riskier assets like stocks are also falling. So it doesn't matter what it is. I remember years ago, oh, put your money in mutual funds, it's safer. Oh, get bonds. And you see bonds are down. Yields on government bonds in most major economies, including the US, Japan, and across Europe, rose sharply Wednesday, while investors shuddered in the shortest term government debt and cash. So, what they're saying is when all else fail, they turn to cash. Selling of the government debt shows the market mentality has completely flipped. Peter Boockvar, Chief Investment Officer of Bleakley Advisory Group. Now that we've gotten around to US Treasury, that tells you that legitimately nothing is safe. So he's saying the things that people thought was safe to trade, it's no longer safe. All right, so he said there's no place to hide other than cash. The ramifications of the pandemic are spiraling quickly. The number of infections globally crossed 200,000, more than double just 2 weeks. So the number of people infected on the planet has doubled in the last 2 weeks. The governments are asking citizens abroad to come home and those already home to stay there. It's happening so fast. It's almost too much to grasp at this point, said Frank Capillari, the executive director of Instinet. It's at the point where if you check the futures at nighttime and you're not limit down, it's a relief. That has thrown the market's risk on attitude into sharp reverse. A month ago, stocks were hitting new highs daily. A week ago, investors were debating whether the pandemic would cause a recession. Now, the question is whether the economy will be thrown into its worst recession in decades. Even with silver and gold are getting crushed, that's a panic drawing of liquidity, said Robert Arnott, founder of California-based investment research firm affiliates, research affiliates. In the US, you can't find toilet paper anywhere. This is the capital markets equivalent of that. So they're talking about European stocks have fell to their lowest level since 2012, and the Asian markets close lower, with Hong Kong Hang Seng index falling 4.2%. The sharp moves laid the groundwork for another choppy day of trading in the US. The markets have become fast. You don't know what a fair price is, and you don't know where the liquidity is. So you only sell if you're forced to. Wow. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think they know what to do. You know, no matter what they do, they are losing more than they are gaining on the stock market right now. And just looking at some of these comments, there ain't nothing they can do. It's nothing he can do. Trump talked about giving each American $1,000. They did interest cuts to zero. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. A $1 trillion stimulus, not working. It's not turning anything around. You know, yeah, they want to give 1,000 to each American, and that's really only to stimulate the economy. It's all about money. It's not about the well-being and health of America. They could care less about that. They want to get their stocks up so they can continue to make all this money, but they are being defied at every step. And these analysts are at a loss. They don't know what to do. And it's going to continue on this way, ladies and gentlemen. There's no end in sight. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Another bad day on Wall Street. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.